Charles Bukowski was born in 1920 and deceased in 1994. Heinrich Karl Bukowski, German-American writer, poet, and novelist known for his raw, autobiographical, and transgressive style, which portrayed the marginalized lives and excesses of American society. In his fiction, he created Henry Chinesky, a semi-autobiographical character present in novels such as Letters on the Street, 1971, Factotum, 1975, and Women, 1978. Fiction and poetry. Novels: Ham on Rye, 1982, Hollywood, 1989, Pulp, Posthumous, 1994. Poetry: Love is a Dog from Hell, 1977, Open All Night, 2000. Characteristics of poetry. Autobiography. Poems often reflect his experiences as an alcoholic, a marginal writer, and an observer of urban life. Simplicity and colloquialism. Influenced by Hemingway, Bukowski rejected flowery language, preferring direct sentences and concrete images. Although initially marginalized, he became a counterculture icon, influencing generations with his nihilistic vision and dark humor. His work has been adapted for film, such as Barfly, 1987. In addition to writing, he produced drawings and paintings often published in his Notes of a Dirty Old Man column. Poem Bluebird. The theme of the poem is about emotional repression and melancholy. The poem symbolizes the sadness and fragility hidden beneath a facade of toughness. Poem Bluebird. The theme of the poem is about emotional repression and melancholy. The poem symbolizes the sadness and fragility hidden beneath a facade of toughness. The theme of the poem, Roll the Dice, is about perseverance and risk. A hymn to total surrender to art, even at the cost of loneliness and poverty. The repetition of Go All the Way reinforces the idea that authentic creation requires sacrifice but brings transcendental rewards. Simple, direct and colloquial language. Bukowski adopts an economical style, without flourishes or idealizations, bringing his writing closer to everyday speech, with frequent use of swear words and vulgar expressions. Raw realism and a portrayal of marginalized everyday life. The works give prominence to failures, the poor, prostitutes, alcoholics, gamblers, and figures from the urban underworld, people invisible or excluded by American society. And short stories. Strong autobiographical content. Much of what you write is inspired by your own life, personal experiences, and literary alter ego. Henry Chinesky, who appears in several novels and short stories. Description of underground environments. Bars, horse races, cheap inns, and rundown neighborhoods in Los Angeles are recurring scenes, highlighting the darker, and more human, side of the city. Fragmented and objective narrative. Bukowski prefers short paragraphs, first-person narrative, and texts that repeat the feeling of existential chaos, reflecting the disorder and nihilism of his characters. Controversial and explicit themes. Sex, violence, alcoholism, marginalization, alienation at work and personal failure are explicitly present, without censorship or moral concern. Acid humor, irony and irreverence. Even in the face of decadence, Bukowski resorts to irony and sarcasm, managing to extract humor from failure and everyday tragedies. Subtle social criticism. There is a latent, but not pamphlet-like, criticism of the American dream and social hypocrisy, without the pretense of solutions or hope, just the lyrical and brutal exposure of these impasses. Mixture of prose and poetry. Bukowski often promotes a deliberate confusion between genres, with poems of a narrative tone and prose loaded with musicality and internal rhythm. The combination of objectivity, nihilism, failure, and a dirty aesthetic made Bukowski's work a faithful record of the excluded and the hidden side of American capitalism, without losing the artistic and poetic trait that guaranteed his recognition for his work. Post Office was first published novel in 1972, chronicles of protagonist Henry Chinesky's alter ego of Bukowski, of 12 years as a postal worker in Los Angeles. Factotum was published in 1978. Chinesky drifts from job to job, unable to adapt to social norms, while immersing himself in alcohol and failed relationships. Women was published in 1978. It narrates Chinesky's sexual and emotional experiences in his later years, full of affairs and romantic disappointments. Ham on Rye was published in 1982, that depicts the difficult childhood and youth of Chinesky, the son of German immigrants, a victim of domestic violence and bullying due to severe acne. Notes of a Dirty Old Man, published in 1969, is a collection of chronicles and short stories published in alternative newspapers, where Bukowski comments on his daily life, vices and sharp observations about society. Other works with online free access.